so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been showing that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. We'll match you with the perfect buddy. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
We're offering you a free membership, so please sign up today. Share this with your friends and family, and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a chemo buddy for life.
We are a buddies network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are chemo buddies for life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
Good morning, and good morning. Yes, today is what? Friday. You know I love to dance and I like to get loud sometimes, so you know me. Welcome to the Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley and some wonderful guests today. We have a full packed house today. We have royalty, we have celebrities, OMG. And they're all here on the Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley. Now, my biggest thing is people might know me. I love to give the platform to these wonderful, wonderful guests that are coming on, and even more. I always tell people, understand, get to know, get the relationship built. This is how you do it. I mean, I can sit here and talk, and I can. But I want you today, because it's a packed house today, to really, really, really get to know these wonderful people. First, we're going to be bringing on Joy. Oh my God, Joy Ruffin. She's coming in the house, Miss Fast Denisha. She's going to be talking to us for a while. Then after that, we're going to have 3 awesome speakers. But they're not only speakers, but just for today, I just want to say that they're elite speakers from the Level Up Summit that's coming next week. So we're going to get to know them a little bit better. So when you do sign up next week for the summit, hint, that you will be able to hear their wonderful presentations. But before we go there, I always like to give something positive, something that you can think about, put it on your brain and say, so maybe I can just flip some things around if you're feeling kind of in a certain mind frame right now. And I always love this, the 3 L's. I call them the 3 L's. And my little, yes, I have props. So live every moment, laugh every day, love beyond words. Live every moment. We should be living every single moment of the day, every single moment. Because like I said, we only have this one. So we might as well do what we need to do to live it, right? And then, as people see me all the time laughing, smiling, laugh every day. Put the smile on. It's so easy to do a smile than to do a frown. I'm just saying. I mean, why put all that extra energy in there? And you can smile. Just smile at people. I know we got the mask on so they can't really see you smiling. But you know what? Just put it there, because eventually the mask is going to have to come off a little bit so we can smile. So just imagine everybody smiling under those masks. And then the biggest L, love beyond words. Love beyond words. So with that, let's love, let's live, let's laugh, and all that good stuff for today, because we are going to be really meeting some awesome people today. With that said, here we go. I know. I keep telling people I'm going to get the drums. I'm getting drums. I decided that I want to learn how to play the drums. Every time I hear that music go on the intro, I'll be like, yeah, I get it, get it. So with that, we are going to bring on our first person this morning. She is a Queen Diamond. Just to let everybody know, I call all the women Queen Diamonds because I believe in royalty. I believe they are royalty. I believe they shine, and you're going to see a lot of them shine today. So with that said, I have to do her justice, Miss Joyce Ruffin. Now, she is a signature. I'm loving this title. She's a signature style specialist. So everybody, you want to get your style on, you want to get that look and everything. This woman is here, and she has a lot, like 30 plus. This is what I'm talking about, expertise in this realm. And she's a professional speaker. She has a lot of other hats, but I really love what she's going to talk about today. That signature stylist. But I always want to bring on my guest the right way. So here we go. Hello. The lady is in the house. How are you doing, Joy?
Oh my goodness, I'm so delighted to be with you, Barbara. I tell you, and that introduction, we should do it again. I like that. That was great.
Hey, you're my guest. Usually when you bring guests to your house, you want to make sure that you show them and give them the the right vibe and everything. So
the royal treatment.
The royal treatment. So, lady, oh my God. So I'm loving this because first of all, you brought me on your show, which you'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. And we kind of met, through this is a good thing, through social media and other people, just getting to know and share each other. And we found each other and we kind of connected because we like a lot of things that we talk about, like, your purpose and understanding individuals and really getting them to just show up. So I'm loving signature style specialist. I mean, I was reading the other night and I was like, okay, wait a minute. She knew Maya Angelou.
Yes. Oh my
yes.
God.
I'm telling you. And so I'm like, okay, you have to. Miss, before I always ask people, because I always want to know, like, what started it? What like puts you in the mind frame of really making people get style and understanding who they should look like and how they should show up? So give us just a little input on that.
I will, and I'm happy to do so. Maya was one of my many fabulous mentors, coaches, one of the best. And I met her through her brother, whom she loved and adored, Bailey. We went to broadcasting school together, and through him, I met her. And I didn't know that she was his sister until we were almost ready to graduate. So it was a camaraderie that is beyond words. There's no expression. But she is the one, Barbara, who really taught me that how you show up matters. Here was a woman who was not considered by the wide, the most broadest understandings of a beauty. But this woman was beautiful beyond beautiful because she knew how to dress and show up always as a professional. So when I use that expression, how you show up matters, that's what I mean. It's not just your grooming and your hygiene. You got to get into the core, the soul, and the purpose of you, and that has to show out. And that's exactly what she did. She never went anywhere without looking and being her best, and her presence was always felt because she was an amazing woman. She was a queen, a queen.
Was, yes, she was. And I like, Joy, how you said that, not just, I mean, we're talking about outer and style and appearance, but like you just said about Maya Angelou, where her beauty really was inside of her, that she was bringing out all her wisdom and her, her knowledge, and just help the whole world understand basically who we all are, who we all are.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And she was very much about purpose and your mission and serving others and being of service to others, helping and supporting as best you can. And she was always about sharing whatever your gifts were with others. So that's why I say I started out as an image consultant, but it's much more than that because I discovered that so many of us, as myself, when I started, we don't know what we don't know. And we are mesmerized and we are captivated by the fashion industry. So we just get pretty new, trendy, popular, blah, blah, blah. But we don't really get to know and understand ourselves and how to dress it. And if there's one thing that Maya knew, she knew how to dress her body shape. She showed up everywhere, always dressed to the nines in the style that was fitting for her. That's the key. It's a gift. Yeah.
It's a gift. It's a gift. And like you just said, people don't know what they don't know. Now, I'm just going to be honest. When I was younger, I had some issues with style.
We all do.
I had some issues with style. I was going through the trend thing. Like if I see, a certain individual wearing whatever, I'm like, okay, I got to get that, or I got to beg my mother to get this or whatever, which basically that was a whole nother story. But how you at 13, now I was reading 13 years old, it kind of came to
Yeah.
you.
Yes, yes. Well, my background, I'm one of those 3% Native American, Indian, African, German, Russian, Irish, all of that mixed in together. But when my mother and father separated, my sister and I, it was just the two of us, we were preteens and we were sent into the deep, deep, deep South in this community, in this tribal community. And that's where my first inkling of style came about. I didn't know it until much later when we went back what they call up north. But these women would get ready to get to church on Sunday, and I tell you, it was a Broadway show. It was fabulous. I loved it. And that was my beginning because I would say, I don't know, but they always looked great. And they were always head to toe decked out. So it was my beginning. It was my seed.
Well, I'm looking. So now with that, at 13, I'm thinking, 13 years old. At 13, I think I was just trying to make sure that I was getting my grades to get to the next level. But you were basically becoming this phenomenal person to really help other people understand who they are inside and out. So what
Well,
made you kind of just go that journey?
Well, it was like the beginning. And at the time, Barbara, to be honest, I really didn't know. I knew later. What was to be 3 months turned into 3 years. So when my sister and I came back, what they call up north, then we were enrolled back in school. And one of my home economics class, the instructor, the teacher came over and she had her hands on her hips and she said, Joy, you are so good at this. You're just a natural. So she opened up my world, Barbara, because I was on my way to becoming one of the worst juvenile delinquent girls you'd ever seen because my mother had kind of lost her way. She had back in the day, which wasn't discussed then, a nervous breakdown. And she was so mad for my father and she couldn't get over this breakup, the separation. So my sister and I were kind of put on the back burner, but this teacher came and opened up my world because I rushed to get to home economics class every day. I loved it. And she validated me. And that was the beginning. And then this is another good story. I don't know how much time we have, but then I get to the Fashion Institute of Technology, the school. And my first year there, this teacher instructor invited me to a dinner, a fashion dinner gala. So what did I do, Barbara? You know what I did?
What you do?
I went out and I bought everything new, everything, head to toe, dress, shoes, handbag, jewelry, hair, makeup, everything. I go to this dinner, get a cab, get there. It's on the 18th floor. They open these two great big double doors. And Barbara, I could have dropped and went right down to the basement. Why? I'm in the fashion school of technology, the leading school in the world. And I thought I knew everything. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know. I looked in the mirror before I left the house and I said, "Ooh, you look good, girl." Those doors opened and I knew that I was just all wrong. Everything was wrong. The dress was wrong. The style was wrong. The color was wrong. Everything. That was my beginning. The instructor walked over and she put her hands on my shoulder. She said, "Joy, it's okay. It's all right. Come in. You're going to learn a lot. You'll get a lot. We'll talk later. Just enjoy the evening." And I did. But that was my beginning. That style is not fashion. Fashion is not style. You got to find your signature style. You got to find you, whatever that is. And there are 5 different major categories. So that was my beginning.
Now, Queen, I'm glad you brought that up because that was going to be my next question for you about signature style. You know, like you just said, signature style and fashion is 2 different things. Can you just give us a few minutes to discuss that part?
Absolutely. Signature style starts with knowing, loving, and understanding your beautiful body, no matter what shape it is, from a peanut to a watermelon. It doesn't matter. But until you know that body shape and know how to dress it, there are a zillion different, without exaggeration, let's just say there are 12 different apple shapes. All apple shapes cannot wear the same thing. You have to know your body shape. You have to know, I've developed something called the Joy Code. You know, your balance, your harmony, and the grace of that style for you. And then you got to know your fashion preferences. What category do you fit in? Are you classic? Are you sporty? Are you casual? Are you chic? Are you romantic? Are you dramatic? A lot of people like drama. I like a little bit, but that's not my first category. So once you know those 3 basics, then you get into the other areas that work for you. And that's a process. It takes time. But once you know it and you do it the right way, you will never arrive anywhere and feel that you're out of place, because your style, even if you're at a black tie gala and you have on something casual, it'll be so much your style, your signature, that it won't matter. That's the difference.
Yeah, I like that. So it's kind of like your individuality, but then still you're putting some, you know, your own little style to it, your little bling bling, as I want to call it, in your own way.
Exactly. Your personality, your body shape, and your lifestyle, they all go together to give you that style. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun.
It does. It's interesting because, you know, I see people, you know, I'm looking at now the celebrities where they can be, you can have one celebrity come on and they have this nice, wonderful gown on and just dripping and you know, I want to say diamonds and diamonds and just walking into that red carpet. And then you have another celebrity coming with some, you know, some gym shoes on and some like nice blue jeans and a nice jacket or whatever. And they still, between the both of them, they're still doing their own style, you know? So that's different.
I'd love to speak to that, because you mentioned something that's very prevalent. I started out as an image consultant, and there's nothing wrong with image consultants. Most of them are darn good, excellent. They excel. They're geniuses at what they do. But what happens is, unless you give that person that you're working with the tools and the foundation to work with, once they leave you and you go in that closet, even though they're separated, people don't know how to mix and match and do things. So they just start to go back to what they were doing, because they don't understand the dynamics of what it means to have your own signature style. So they just pull out things that don't match and don't blend. And that's what happens. They spend the money to get the consultant, but they didn't get the tools and the lesson that they give. So that's what I'm giving women who are courageous enough to want it, who want to be. And I look for leaders. I look for leaders like you and I who want to empower and champion other women. We advocate for women because it's our time. So I'm looking for women who are in leadership, who always know that they want to show up as their best self. Oprah coined it, but it's still true, because there's good, better, and there's best. You want to be your best self.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, everybody, get that pen and piece of paper out, everybody. She's putting out some wisdom out there. You got to write that down. And not just write it, but soak it in. I'm loving the wisdom, lady.
Yeah.
So now just tell a little bit about, I want to go into your Leading Lady Leaving Legacy show. I mean, you have a podcast. Tell a little bit about that.
I love this. And I'm a movie buff. I'm a movie fan. I love the movies. I'm old school, old fashioned, back in the day, and happy to be. Yet I love technology. I'm not good at it, but I keep boom, 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 boom. I decided that I wanted to have a Facebook group. And the first thing that came to me was leading ladies. And then I said, well, I'm looking for leading ladies who are in their second act, second chapter, midlife, regardless of age, who are leaders. So leading ladies, leaving legacies. That's my Facebook group. That's a group that you came on, and we were delicious together. We were. So
Delicious.
that show is every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. and it's a half-hour show, and it goes so quickly, doesn't it, Barbara?
Yeah.
It's over. But you and I and the guests who come on, we talk about purpose, leadership, why and how you do what you do, and how the passion is there for it, how you serve others. It's not a salesy show at all. It's about presenting yourself to the public so they in turn will get to know you and connect with you. That's my intention, because I think it's time for us all as women to put aside all of the nonsense, which most of us have had at some point, and just connect. You don't have to love. It's good if you do, but have respect and regard and connect. Get to know, because you never know when you might need that person. So this Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies is every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And it goes out everywhere, just as your show does. It goes out across the board. Yeah.
Well, I love the title, Leaving Ladies Legacy. See, we need to leave those legacies. And I'm glad you titled it that way. Yes.
Yeah.
So
It's a
now
tongue
what
twister.
yeah, I know, leading.
I know.
So what I want to do, because of our time, and I got to bring you back, Queen. I got to bring you back. We
Oh,
got to
bless
come.
you.
We got to talk. So what
I'm
I
always
usually
here
do
for
is
you, Barbara.
I'm here for you too, Queen. So what I usually do, just to give like a 1 minute, just something to leave with the audience, to leave with the listeners. Some, I mean, you gave a lot of good wisdom, but just one thing. So I'm gonna take myself down just for a minute, so you can kind of shine on. So here we go.
I would love to do that. And thank you for the opportunity. First off, I'd like to say it's an honor to be with Barbara. She and I are of the same mindset and outlook. We share a camaraderie that's authentic, this buzzword that's going around now. My work as a signature style specialist is this. I invite any and everyone who's turning and twirling in that closet and never satisfied and never sure, and then you get somewhere and you say, this is not right, you don't feel right. Let's get rid of that. But here's what I want to leave you with, because I come to you with heart and love. That's where we're at. This is my quote to you, because this is how I operate and work and service you. I have the ability to observe you, but I do it without judgment. Because to me, that's the highest form of sharing my love and my gift and my knowing with you. It's not about being judgmental. It's about allowing you to broaden your whatever and see another aspect or side of you that's just waiting to be awakened. That would be my gift to you. And I love to see women glow as Barbara does, to shine, to sparkle. And that's it.
Ooh, I love it, love it, love it. Okay, people, I'm telling you, you should be getting this morning, Miss Queen Joy. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So, lady, please tell them before we, sign off with you, how they can connect with you, how they can work with you.
Thank you, Barbara. It's so easy. My website, we're always tweaking, but it's pretty much done now. So it's www.joyruffin with an E. Everybody wants to connect me with David Ruffin if they're back in that generation, but it's Ruffin with an E. Go there and you can make an appointment. You can Zoom with me. You can make a calendar appointment, whatever's comfortable for you. You can look me over and check me out. And if you think you see something that you like, or if you'd like to be a guest on my show, as Barbara has invited me to be here, I would love to have you. I'm always seeking. I'm always scouting. That's the Indian in me, for guests to share their message with others. So I'm open and I'm here for you. And I would love to meet you. I love good company and meeting new people. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been an honor and a pleasure, Ms. Joy, for you to come on. And again, this is not it. I always say collaboration is the key. So we have to come back and do some things here. Do some things. Yeah, we got to level up the style.
I have plans for us, Barbara. Don't you worry.
Here we go. We're connected. Thank you, ladies, for coming on. And again, please, I always ask the viewers out there, reach out to these wonderful, wonderful experts, these wonderful geniuses and gifts that they have. They just don't come on and say, okay, I'm all about this. They want to do the extra, do the win-win. Work with these women, work with these people coming on. So Joy, thank you so much, and we will see you soon.
My pleasure.
Haiti borders with the Dominican.
Her name is Serena Buffalino. They call her Mrs. B, and her class always begins with a pledge.
Something local, something global. Haiti.
They're words that carry
Yes.
weight here. Helping yourself means helping others, giving back, here and a world away in Haiti.
And nobody's helping them, except for people like us.
It was through her the class learned of Haiti, of the nearly 1 million orphans, many with no school, no support, no Mrs. B in their lives.
They could not wrap their head around that.
Mrs. B's students are among Toronto's most at risk. Their challenges vary from emotional and behavioral difficulties to learning disabilities. Their trauma so severe they can't function in a regular school setting, and we aren't allowed to show most of their classmates.
For most of the kids, most of society has turned them away. And in this classroom, they're accepted. They're accepted no matter what for who they are.
Take Yolanda. She came here last year so burdened and withdrawn, she would often fall silent, sometimes for days on end. It was, she says, Mrs. B's patience, her quiet encouragement, that saved her.
She actually saves people's lives from dangers.
And perhaps that's why these marginalized kids feel such a kinship with the orphans of Haiti, and why they were moved to act.
And so when Yolanda and Jackie and Patrick said, well, Miss B, we need to build them a school.
Build a school, no easy task. They started out raising money. They sold samosas, washed cars, screened movies, you name it. And in just a few months, this little class raised $20,000. So much, it's not just a one-room schoolhouse they can build, but a full 3-story school. And so Mrs. B set off on a journey she'd dreamed of, up into the dusty mountains above Port-au-Prince to a town called Canaan. It's home to thousands of earthquake refugees who live with no running water, no electricity, and no school, until now. The first step was a temporary school. It's up and running, 53 students already in uniform. The permanent school for 250 is growing from its foundations.
It makes me want to cry because she just makes me feel so awed, and I'm very proud of her.
All of this because of a handful of students back in Canada, and Mrs. B, the teacher who believed in them.
These are for you.
At another fundraiser, a special tribute to the students, accepted by someone who without Mrs. B might not be here.
They believe in me and I believe in them, and together we not only change our lives, but we change the world around us.
For inspiring great things and seeing the potential in everyone, Serena Buffalino is this week's Everyday Hero.
This is the reason why I do what I do, is because of Yolanda and all
Yes, it is Friday, and we just had the first part of the show with Miss Joy. Oh my Joy. I'm really loving her, especially when she was talking about the fashion and the styling. But see, the biggest thing, like I said, what she said, and I'm loving that, is she brought in, it takes in here. And I'm always talking about how your PPD, your purpose, passion, drive, that's your fashion. That is your beauty that comes out in the world. So, it's nice to look nice outside. You want to like style and profile, as they say, the old saying goes, but the inside really counts. That's the biggest And that brings out everything for people to get to know you and know how much of a stylist, how much you shine in the world. So with that, let's move into shining. We have three awesome, tremendous, amazing individuals that's coming on now. That is part of the Level Up Summit that's coming next week. And I'm asking you right now, I'm going to put in a little while where to sign up. But the biggest thing is getting to know these individuals, getting to understand why they decide to come to Level Up, getting to understand who they are individually. Because that's what it's all about, right? It's nice to hear, you hear speakers here and there, but when you really can get into in their household, in their wheelhouse and see who they are about, that's where the magic happens. And that's what we're going to have today. So, I can't do them justice. We're going to do the individual shout outs to them, and they're going to talk a little bit about who they are, what they do, and their amazing selves. But I got to bring them on the right way. So here we go. Yes. We're about to have a party. Hello, wonderful individuals. I hear a little feedback and I hope it's not me, but we're going to keep it moving here. So how's everybody doing? Wave, say hi to everybody before we, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Roy's like, okay. I'm loving it. So first of all, thank you. I want to start off with that, for coming on the Diamond Factor Experience Show with me, and really just so we can get to know who you are. And that's what it's all about. Like I said, I can talk, this is my show, but no, this is all about shining with each and every individual of yourselves, and people get to know who you are. So I want to start off by just kind of getting to know your name and understand where you're coming from, because I know one person is an early bird this morning, Miss LaWanna Bradford. She's coming from Arizona, and I know she's like, oh God, it's 6:30 or something like that out there. So I really appreciate all of you getting up early for the show. So let's start off with and hopefully I'm saying your name right, Norwell. Is it Norwell? Noreen? You're on mute.
Hi, greetings. Hi, it's Noreen.
Noreen, yes, thank you. So that will be right moving forward here. So Miss Noreen, just tell just a little bit like where you're from, and just a little bit right now before we get into more details.
Okay, so I am from New York City. That's where I'm living, but I'm actually originally from England, right? So
I heard the accent.
I've been here for many years.
Yes.
So I am the founder of Victorious Living Culture, where I help individuals, and I have 3 children, 3 adult children, and 4 grandchildren.
Awesome. So New York, England, we have Global in the house. Yes. So we'll get right back to you. We're going to get to the other 2 wonderful guests here real quickly. So Mrs. LaWanna, just introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from this morning, and we'll get a little more detail later.
Good morning, everyone, and to our listening audience. And Barbara, it's such a pleasure to be here on your platform. And I'm actually coming at you this morning from Arizona, Sierra Vista, Arizona, and it is early. But it's a pleasure. And I am the Chief Operating Officer of the Bradford Group, which is a commercial and investment mortgage company, as well as the Bradford Group Consulting, which we work with both big and small businesses to help elevate them in their global position, and primarily to increase their bottom line. So we work with billion-dollar companies to the solo entrepreneur, and it's all about helping people live the dream and live the life that they want to achieve.
Awesome. And we're going to get a little bit more detail to that just a minute. And we just want to bring on Mr. Roy. Is it Roy L. Johnson? So just tell us where you're coming from, Roy. Yes, thank you for coming.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me. My name is Roy. Johnson Jr., not Roy Jones. I am I'm the business launcher, where I take my clients' ideas from napkin to completion, from stagnation to manifestation, from idea to the bank, and from vision to value. I'm simply passionate about what I do because there are so many people dying with gifts, untapped gifts, and a lot of people don't realize that their gifts is tied to somebody else's freedom. And so now it's time for everybody to start living their life and start sharing their gifts while they are yet alive and not taking them to the graveyard.
Woo. You just spoke my language, Roy. You spoke my language. Thank you so much. So I told everybody this is a party today. So okay, so this is where we're gonna go. We're gonna come back around, but we're gonna dig a little bit deeper for each of our guests because, like I said, you want to get to know. It's a relationship building, right? I mean, you can just say, "Well, my name is Barbara Beckley. I'm a speaker." Why are you a speaker, Barbara? Why do you do what you do? And why do you have the show? So that's what we want to do with each and every individual. Just take a little bit deeper. So, I want to jump to Miss LaWanda. And, I love, first of all, we're business partners, just so everybody knows. So, this is just awesome for her to be on the show and to support and really support her. So, one thing that her title, serial entrepreneur, global leader, change agent. And just to add to that, 30 years plus experience in strategic planning and other hats she has. She does have a lot of other hats. But I wanted to just give a little bit more because so people understand serial entrepreneur. Now, sometimes when people hear serial, they're like, okay, but this is on the positive thing. So LaWanda, give us a little bit detail about that.
Well, when I classify myself as a serial entrepreneur, I have been owning my businesses, and I'm talking about traditional business from the age 24 until now. So add 30 years to that plus, and you get my age. And it's been such a joy to be able to take my business expertise, both domestically and internationally. And one of the things that I tell people that is so different from an entrepreneur and a business owner, people think they're the same and they're not. A business owner is someone who's created an opportunity for themselves. Again, for themselves. An entrepreneur is one that's looking broader, that no matter what changes and issues and challenges happen, because they will happen, it fuels you. You keep getting inspired, idea after idea after idea. You're never satisfied with just that one. And you're able to wear multiple hats and wear them well. And so I have built multi-million-dollar businesses, and I've lost millions of dollars, and I've rebuilt them again. But it's just been the joy that I've had in understanding what it means to wear your strategic lens and seeing the world in a very unique way. So rising up from beyond the working in the business, and I think we all can relate to that. That takes a lot of time, but being able to pan back and really see how all of the pieces connect so that you're able to navigate the landmines that are going to be there and find those stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks to achieve your success and your brass ring in life. So I hope I answered your question, Barbara, kind of a lengthy answer for a serial entrepreneur, but that's how I define it.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Thank you so much for making that more, detailed for our viewers. Now, another thing I noticed that you talk about is transformation and impact. And that's what you really strive on too. So just give us a little bit about how you do that, especially with your strategic lens.
Sure. I think the most important thing in life, we're all here for a purpose. I believe that God has gifted us each with our divine signature walk that we should be comfortable in executing. And sometimes we get sideswiped by living in someone else's dream or running in someone else's lane. But this is really about being able to open up to your truth, your authentic self, your signature in life, and saying that no matter what, the naysayers or the cheerleaders may say, I'm going to run this race in this path with excellence. And I love what Roy said. I mean, I was like cheering you on, Roy, because I believe everything that you said 100%. I mean, we don't want to be on our deathbed saying, I wish I had. So when we talk about impact, it's living a life so fulfilled so laser focused that lives and situations are changed because you were here, and you're leaving that imprint that says, I mattered. So that's what I mean about transformation and impact.
Ooh, loving it, loving the juices flowing this morning. Ooh, early in the morning for Luana, but thank you,
I know
ladies.
I haven't had my coffee yet either.
You got to percolate that, percolate it. Wow, but you know, inside, that's the coffee right there. You're giving us the jewels. So thank you so much for that. And like you said, I love it. Yeah, Roy, we're gonna get to him because I love when he said vision to value. That was woo. But with that, let's go to Mrs. Henry, the coach there. Now, I was reading, I love how you say trailblazer when you talk about in your bio about you're a trailblazer, and you have this, it's this victorious living strategist. I love that title. So just give us a little bit more detail on that.
Okay, well, it began with my experiences, right? Because we all go through trials and tribulations. So it was in going through that the Lord showed me the tips and guidelines to help to go through my circumstances, enjoy peace and happiness, and that you can overcome them to victory. So I was once so broken, even living in mediocrity. I was stuck in cycles. And so overcoming all of that, learning those things. So the Lord led me to create Victorious Living Culture because like many, I was not living that victorious life that we're supposed to be living. So that's why I call myself a trailblazer, because when I first started this journey and I'm talking to people about it, being victorious, nobody knew. Nobody knew. So that's why I say call it a trailblazer and actually a movement of changing the culture to victorious living, because we're supposed to be living enjoy peace and happiness all the time. We're supposed to be overcoming in our circumstances and not stay stuck in vicious cycles. Like I was stuck in the cycle of emotional eating that led to food addiction. I was stuck in that cycle. And so, but not anymore. So I've overcome a lot. And so that's what the enemy means for harm. It gets turned around for the good to help many. So that's what's happening.
Ooh, I'm loving it. And you said a movement. Yes, I love movement. A lot of people know me with that. So yes, I love it. Victoria said, if you think that way, and like you were saying, Queen, that you think that way in your life, then you can move forward instead of thinking about, you know, all your stories that, like you said, you have in your life that basically moved you to propel you. So instead of taking it back, right? Taking it back. Now I know that you have, like I said, you got other hats. You got your own TV talk show. You had it was an annual conference that turned into a talk show. So give us a little bit about that.
Okay, so with the talk show, it's the Lord. I was hearing TV talk show, Victoria's Living TV talk show. I was hearing that like the year before, a couple of years ago, and I was like, Lord, what? And me, a TV show? And so I put it on my list, like, because he's always downloading, right? So I put it on my list, thinking it's gonna be years down the road. But it was last year, early 2020, that the opportunity came up. And so when it came up, the name came right back to my memory. So I just knew to go ahead with it. And so what's happened with that, it got delayed because of all the stuff that happened last year. So it's going to be starting next month now. So,
wow.
So that's how that came about. And for me, it's just whatever the Lord leads me to do and when to do it. So he led me to start the conference a couple of years ago. So I do that annually. And we had to switch to virtual last year, so I'm going to do it virtual again this year until we can, or maybe next year we can do it live. But it's I just keep going and doing whatever he leads me to do, because like I think Luana was saying it, both of you were saying it, because it's about legacy too. So that's another part that I'm big on, with legacy for us and for our future generation, right? So it's all about the Lord.
Yes, it is. I'm loving it, Queen. And we're all kind of in that same groove this morning about the legacy, create impact, transformation. Ooh, powerful words, powerful this morning. So let's go to Mr. Roy. Mr. Roy, let's see now. Now this was interesting. You took, when you were like in college, you went to that biology. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you went and got your the MBA, and then you did project management. Whoa, what a difference! What a difference! So can you get a little bit into that, and then talk a little bit about your business launcher? I love that, the business launcher.
Yes, ma'am. So we all grew up with the, I guess you can say, the standard idea of you go to school, get good grades, you graduate. Go to college, you get good grades, or you get grades, and then you graduate. And so I did just that. But my senior year of when I was obtaining my biology degree, I had a self-reflection moment. I had to do some self-evaluation. You study for tests and you think you prepare for tests, but then when you get your test back, you realize, oh, maybe I wasn't so prepared. But then, but to go a little bit deeper, it began to mess with my mind, wondering, okay, am I good enough? Is this for me? And causing me to doubt myself. But then also I took it a step further, and I said, well, I enjoy helping people, but most importantly, I enjoy spending time with my family and my friends. And going to medical field would take something away from me that I cherish the most. And so I decided to go ahead and complete my degree in biology, but then I went into education. My mindset and my methodology for teaching wasn't customary for the four walls of the education system. I left there and I went to corporate America, into management. Management is nothing more than running an adult daycare. That's all it is. But I had to choose myself. I had to either choose me or that job, and I refused to allow that job to take me out of here, because my blood pressure, I had to leave out on FMLA. But it was during that moment. It was during that moment where I decided to step out on faith, take out my retirement, and follow my dream. And you may ask me what my dream was. I didn't know. I just stepped out. On faith and became an entrepreneur. That was back in 2009. But during that moment, I wanted to do something for myself, because I was always doing something for everybody else. And so I wanted to go and get my master's degree. I did that. A couple of months later, I said, you know what? I want to go for another master's degree. And project management was something that I was always doing, because I was always planning things. So I thought project management was fitting. Went, got my master's degree, graduated with honors. But I didn't get a job in that field per se. However, as an entrepreneur, guess what? Now I'm using all of those skills, because I have an MBA and I have to know how to manage my business. And so that's where the two degrees come from.
Wonderful. I'm just loving this. See, the perseverance, you didn't let it stop you. You were like, look, I'm going to change up the game here, still get my bachelor's, do what I want to do, get with my friends, work with people. Now, the business launcher, tell us a little bit about that, how that was born.
Well, I'm gonna start off like this. Stop telling your gallon-sized dreams to pint-sized minded people. And stop sharing your vision with everybody, because everybody's not going to get it, because that vision does not belong to them, but God imparted that vision into you to see it through. And I believe that everybody would be a little bit further than where they are if they stop sharing their dreams with everybody and thinking they're going to get support from everybody. So with the business launcher, I realized that, and this came about during the pandemic. I had to do some unplugging from all the secondary sources and plug into God to try to understand what my purpose in life was. And so I did that, and life coach, it kept coming up, resonating. And I realized many people kept coming to me say, have you ever thought about going into counseling? Have you, and I'm like, no. I said, why you say that? Well, because you're a good listener. You always give good advice. I said, no, I hadn't. And so it kept coming up. It kept coming up. And I said, okay, God, I hear you. I got my life coach certification. I got my business, my entrepreneurship coaching certification. And the business launcher was birthed from that, because what I realized is that so many people want to start business. So many people have ideas. So many people have dreams. So many people have vision and passions that they are so afraid to tap into, or they just don't have a resource and an avenue to gain the guidance that they needed. And I said, you know what? It stops right here. And so I decided to set out and help as many people start their businesses and get out of the fear mindset, because so many people living in fear. We all know fear is false evidence of things appearing real. Or what about face everything and run, or face everything and rise? We choose to rise because we are eagles. Eagles fly to the storm because the storm raises them up to fly higher. And the other birds, they go running into the other trees to look for cover. No, we're eagles. We soar high and we face because we're fearless. And so that's where the business launcher came from.
Woo! Okay, now I don't know about you or everybody out there that's listening here, but this needs to be like an increased show here, because just Roy, oh my God, you was just putting in the wisdom and understanding how to just move forward, and us being eagles. Yes, so much. Now this goes to, and I want to, with the timing we have here, I want to make sure I still go around, because the conference that you're going to be speakers there. So I want you to basically is talking about leveling up. Now, we already, between all of us, between the three of you, talked about leveling up within your own lanes and what you've been doing. So I want just real quickly just go around and see, first of all, what's leveling up to you. Just get like 30 seconds, and then give us just a little detail on what your presentation is going to be about, like just your title. I know I don't want you to give the whole thing, because that's why we want people to listen to you next week. So just a little. So I'm going to start with Miss Henry here. Just give us the level up thing and what the little presentation you're going to be talking about.
Leveling up is to just keep moving forward, no matter what. You keep moving forward. And my title is From Brokenness and Stuck to Victorious Living. But we keep going no matter what.
No matter what.
Because there's going to be obstacles, but we keep going.
You got to keep it going. And even through this pandemic, and I mean, we're all, we're dealing with that. Each and every one of you have kept striving and see, I'm loving it. You are all heavy hitters. I mean, a lot of, just to let you all know, these people have been on ABC, NBC, all these different platforms. These are just not just this little name brand. These wonderful speakers have been out there. And I love how each and every one of you, you're giving us those nuggets, and you're being humble. See, that's the thing. And you're being humble with it. You're strong leaders, but you're being humble. So thank you, Henry, for telling me. Miss Henry, telling me that. I can't wait to hear your presentation about that. Victorious, yes. So let's go to Mr. Roy. Just level up. We'll just give a little tip on that and your title of your presentation. Just a little secret of it.
Well, with leveling up, I believe it's time for all of us to go to the next level. And the only person that's stopping you is you. And you have to have the mindset to want better and want more for yourself, and be able and willing to leave that legacy. And ask yourself the question, How do you want to be remembered? And what do you want that dash between the day that you was born and the day God takes you out of here? What do you want that dash to mean? So what impact do you want to leave on this earth? And so my title is Level Up, gain the confidence, clarity, and cash that you need to level up.
Yeah, that line between, our born and when we're gonna pass away is so important. And I know Miss Luana says that a lot too. So I think you got into her. She says that a lot to us as well. So you two, I'm telling you, you're all just in this zone this morning. So Miss Luana, a little bit about Level Up in your wheelhouse, and then name of your presentation. Just give us a little insight of that.
Sure. Well, first of all, I just want to say again, thank you so much, Barbara, Noreen, Roy. It's been an honor and privilege to be on this platform with the two of you. And level up to me means taking your life from glory to glory. It's when we live in our own box, sometimes we don't realize the greatness that God's intended for us. And leveling up to me is stepping out in blind faith. It's just knowing that you only see in part, but he sees in full. And so it's just taking that step, not knowing what's going to be beneath your feet, but having the trust and confidence that he who gave you that vision is able to complete it. He's created a good work in you. Again, you only see in part, he sees in full. So that's what leveling up means. It's just always just reaching for that next level. And my title of my presentation is called Wigs. Which one are you wearing? And WIGS is an anagram for wildly important goals. So no worries, Roy. It's the goals. It's your goals in life.
It was funny. He was kind of like back, like, oh, okay. Love it. I love it. Widely, say it again, Luana.
Wildly important goals.
Goals. Yes.
Yeah. So those big, audacious, seemingly impossible goals. Like Roy said, be careful who you tell them to, because there are those dream stealers out there. Got to keep some things close to the vest.
Yeah. My mother used to say, don't let your, the right hand know what the left hand's doing, something like that. I was just like, okay, well, I mean, they're both on my body. Why do I got to worry about that? I get detailed, I know. But I understood what, when I was getting older, what she meant by that, by saying, like Roy said, and like you said, Luana, that, sometimes you got to keep it there. You got to keep it right there, especially those dreams. Those are your babies. Those are things that you're nurturing out so you can help others in life. So you have to keep that at a certain pace. So with that, oh my God, so let's just go around real quickly. The time, this has been amazing. I'm loving it. I'm going to have to bring you on like individually. We have to come back. I love this party. I want to keep going, but I know I have to stop it. I understand. I got to let you go. But before I do that, please, I want to go around because people see, that's another thing. It's a win-win. I always say a win-win. How can they contact you and work with you? And I'm saying that slowly because I want my listeners to, you heard, you got just a little bit of what they're about. I mean, there's so much more, but you got the, gist of it. But now let's work with these wonderful coaches and authors and speakers, and the list goes on and on and on. I mean, come on, the business launcher, the name right there just tells you. I mean, Luana, she's serial entrepreneur. Come on, really? And oh my God. She's the strategist, trailblazer. So right there, let's get to know and let's get to work with these people. So I want to start with Miss Henry Coach. Tell them where they can contact you and how they can work with you.
Well, first I want to thank you as well for having us on the show. It's so great being among the greatness, right? The Eagles. So I can be reached on NoreenNHenry.com is my website. There's an extra N in the middle, so it's NoreenNHenry.com. And I'm on social media, Facebook, Noreen N. Henry, Instagram, Victorious Noreen. And my email, you can reach me at victoriouslivingculture@gmail.com. And startyourvictoriouslife.com. Get free resources.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on, you want to be victorious? Reach out to this woman, reach out to this queen. And Miss Lawana, how can they contact you? How they can work with you? How they can get into your genius, your gifts of what you do and help the world and move to another place? I know I'm getting it. I know. Bring it in, Barbara. Bring it in. Go ahead, Lawana.
You can reach me on all things social media, Lawana Bradford. However, if you're trying to find me on Instagram, it's the Lawana Bradford, or my website, which is Bradford Group, MTG, Bradford Group, like Mike Tingle Golf or Mortgage.com, as well as I have a Facebook community called Celebrate You, Women Embracing Wellness. And if you want to be a part of a group of women that are designed to elevate you so that you can achieve the highest impact in your life, so that you can impact the lives of your family, the community, the nation, and the world, both spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and financially, because it takes money. Come on over and join us. And Roy, we accept men too.
Uh-oh. That's just saying, right, Luana? Just saying. Thank you, Queen. See, get to know what we're talking about. Queens. And King of the house today. Mr. Roy, how can they contact you? How can people help? You can help them launch their business. Give them your information.
Absolutely. And Miss Lawana, I'm going to take you up on that offer. I'm going to come add some flavor to that recipe of yours. Okay, so I can be reached at my website, www.thebusinesslauncher.com. Email Roy at royljohnsonjr.com. I can be reached on social media. Facebook, you can type in The Business Launcher, or you can type in my personal name, Roy Johnson Jr. Instagram, Primetime98, and that's Prime with the Y, time with the Y 98. What other ones? Phone number 832-995-7191. No spam calls, please.
I love it. Roy, yeah, we got to bring it. I got to bring you guys back on. You are just going to enjoy today. So, as he said, no spam call. So, everybody, please reach out to them. You see, these are just, I'm not going to say gold nuggets. I'm going to say diamonds. And because that's what, that's my brand. I got to throw it in there. Please reach out to them. Again, next week, they will be one of the elite presenters at the Level Up Summit. It is April 14th through the 16th, and it starts then. Like I said, I put down below, and I'll show it again real quickly. You can sign up at www.timetolevelup.com. Miss Kern is the one that put this whole thing together. She is marvelous, and she has brought these wonderful individuals together all in one summit to get the genius. Can you hear the gifts and genius? Can you hear it? Did you hear it today? I know I did. I know. And you want to hear more? Oh my God. You want to listen to it? Come on. I want to hear this. I want to hear all this stuff. So with that, thank you so much. I throw kisses and virtual hugs to each and every one of you. And I wish you all blessings on top of blessings within your business and in your personal life. Keep moving, keep being those leaders, and keep inspiring everybody in the world. Thank you so much.
I'm hanging on your every word, the love inside, I feel it burn. I've never felt this way before. I've had a taste, now I want more. So here we are, just you and me. I'm overwhelmed when you touch me. You talk so sweet, I hear the sound, 'cause when you do, my feet won't touch the ground. My feet won't touch the ground.
Woo! I had a party today. I had a party. Oh my God, these wonderful, wonderful individuals. Again. I mean, I got to talk to each and every one of them because now I want to bring them back one-on-one so we can just even get more information. Okay, look at this. We had a young wisdom. Oh my God, Mr. Roy. And then we had royalty in the house from England. England. I was like, we're global. Maureen, oh my God. And then Luana came with her global leadership change agent. And then at the beginning of the whole thing, we talked about style with Joy Ruffin. Oh, see, can't do anything. Hey, what they say, what's the old saying? The drop mic, that was a drop mic, that was a drop mic. And again, I was just wanting to leave on the bottom, just again, Level Up Summit. It's next week, it starts next week. Like I said, I'm one of the sponsors too, and I'm one of the speakers. I forgot to throw that in there. I get so excited about everybody else and wanted to make sure that I bring their genius to you and their gifts that, I don't want to forget about me. But yeah, I am one of the speakers that will be speaking next week. And I'm talking about, just real quickly, I'll be talking about fear factor. What is yours and what are you going to do about it? That's basically what my topic is going to be, because I know I put the elephant, I say the elephant in the room. We all get fearful. We can't sit there and deny that. Why should we? I always tell people, just put it out there, and then once you put it out there, then let's work on it. Let's find the ways and tools for you to get, from that next level to the other level. So fear factor, what is yours? So that's what I'll be talking about. Next week, we'll be back Monday. We'll have the Mr. Marty Joe Love. He's going to be talking about some marketing tips. He comes on every Monday now. He started last Monday. And he's Mr. Happiness. He makes sure that we stay happy as we're selling, in our business. He gives us those tips. And then from there, we're going to have Miss Trish Carr from Women's Prosperity Network. She's going to be coming on and talking a lot about how to communicate with your clients, how to communicate with your loved ones, just how to communicate, period, how to talk to each other and make sure that we're understanding. I always tell people, one thing about communication is one thing. I know you got one mouth and you do all this talking, but we have 2 ears. As you probably heard, we have 2 ears. You use those to listen to what people are saying, because you never know. You never know what you can learn from another person. And that's what I love about being with people, about talking to people, because you learn so much from their genius. You learn what I call the foundation, your PPD. Your purpose, your passion, and your drive in your life. And I always say that's your foundation. When you know who you are, what you do, and what you're about, then after that, you can climb mountains, as what our guest was saying today about, moving from vision to value, as Roy said. I mean, there's just so much you can do when you know who you are and you stand on that and don't let anybody question you. And then from that point, that's what I call the diamond factor. So with that, please be safe this weekend. Have a wonderful Saturday and Sunday, and come back on Monday, same time, same station, e360tv.com. I'm also, located in the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, all those social medias. But basically, I want to thank www.e360tv, because they put me on the TV streaming. And again, just to remind everybody, I have to put this out here. Last month, we had over 30,000 viewers watch this show. 30,000 viewers. I know, I'm like, oh my God. So I have to bring the heat. I have to bring more. So that's why I'm bringing these wonderful people to you, so you can get to understand them, get to know them, get to work with them, and then so they can uplift, motivate, educate, and also soar and be of awareness. So with that, I will see you on Monday. Remember, shine like a diamond, and remember, your diamond factor is your PPD, your purpose, your passion, and your drive in your life. See you later.